Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Geek Talk Society. This time I'll be hosting. My name is Stuart, and joining me today is the architect, Jacob.
Your skips are as lovely as that woman last night.
Is the biggest BS thing I've ever heard. Anyway, thank you for that, Jacob. But in this edition today of the podcast episode of the Geek Talk Society, we are going to be discussing the recent new game mode that came out for Battlefront 2 Capital Supremacy. So, Jacob, why don't you start us off? What is your first impressions of this new game mode?
Oh, damn, these skips are good. I think it's a good addition to the game. It's kind of spiced the game up a little bit with its vanilla modes, and it makes for some more interesting kind of play. You know, I like that there's a lot of options in this game mode, and play your way sort of thing. You know, if you want to play as a hero, you can. If you want to play as an aerial, you can. If you want to play as with a tank, you can do that. So it gives a lot more option to the individual depending on how you want to play, and I like that. I also like that even though it's got stages, it won't get as predictable. It will be just chaos, and you never know who's going to win each time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, personally, my first impression is that I've only been playing it for the past couple of days, and I've personally, same as you, I've really enjoyed the experience. I really like seeing the two capital ships up in the background in the first phase of the mode. It just really adds to the element and the awesomeness, I think, of the game mode itself. I really find it as a very useful way of leveling up as well, because of how chaotic it can be and the way it's been mapped out. I've found it very useful of leveling up reinforcements that I personally wouldn't necessarily use. So, for example, the tank for the separatists and I forgot what the other thing's called. That thing that you ride.
The stab.
Thank you for the Republic. I've been using those recently a lot more to level them up, and I've found myself leveling them at quite a fast pace because of how chaotic it is. So that's one thing I've really enjoyed while playing this game mode. I also here's another question. What are your thoughts on, speaking of reinforcements, the new reinforcement added to the game, the Infiltrator? For the Separatist, there's the Commando Droid, and for the Republic, there's obviously the ARC Trooper. What are your thoughts on those two new reinforcements?
I think they'll make fine additions to my collection. The Commando Droid is a favorite of mine, just because it's like taking the best of the Battle Droid and the best of the Super Battle Droid and putting them in one.
I see what you mean.
And giving them a bit more. And then the ARC Trooper, well, it needs a few more appearances just to make everyone a bit more unique. I love its addition, and it adds it. Both of the units add such more of still a play your way factor to the game, but at the same time, they both work in different ways, so you can use them how you want to. You can use them to get behind enemy lines, or you could use them to lead the line from the front. Or you could slip in and out without being detected. I mean, the Commando Droid's useful with its melee weapons, just melee the shit out of heroes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
The ARC Trooper is good for rallying the soldiers. And, if you've got a couple of ARC Troopers leading the line with the dual pistols, it can be a very stubborn opponent. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've really liked the two additions. Again, I think it adds to the credibility of how much content has been added to this game since launch, and how much this game has improved.
I'm jealous of the people that can buy the game now for £8.
Yeah,
exactly. I spent £70, and only just now we're getting all this stuff. I mean, we're getting it, but still, it's fuck's sake.
yeah, exactly. But nevertheless, I really like both the two new reinforcements. My personal favorite is the Commando droid.
Feels so
Well, I
smooth.
like, yeah, I like the ARC troop. Don't get me wrong; they're both fantastic. But the reason I personally prefer the Commando droid is because of its design, and also I think it fits more of my playstyle than the ARC trooper, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Um, and yeah, I mean the reinforcements I've been very happy with, as well as the game mode itself. Um, the only issue that I can find, because at the end of the day, nothing is perfect. And this is something that is, I guess it shows how good of this mode it is the fact that it's actually not really to do with the mode itself. Obviously, there's this spawn bug that I think is being called.
Yeah.
At the time of the corner of this video, there's been a bug flying around where a lot of players, and I've experienced it a few times myself, have been
Me
getting
yesterday.
stuck in the loading screen of the game mode itself.
Mm.
But that's just a very small nitpick that I can personally just shove to the side, because Dice will fix it and it will
Yeah.
be okay. But that's the only real complaint that I personally have. Is there anything that you can think of that disappointed wasn't there, or we'd like to see
I mean,
improved or added? Is there anything you'd like to
in
see?
future, like, because there's a little space down there, I would really want a unit where we see a Republic Commando and the Droideka. I mean,
Yeah.
wishful thinking. I just think they would be such good additions to the game. But on that, and I know that they've been touting that we'll get more content in future, especially for this mode. Just for the game overall, more Clone Wars content is good. However, eventually, I want some more for the other eras, because otherwise you're going to be coming on and you'll only want to play the Clone Wars era because it has majority of all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones have all the basic same stuff that you've seen before. So that's why I'm really hoping if they do add some more stuff to the game, hoping that Rebels and Empire, First Order and Resistance get some love, and then give them some more units. The mode itself, the only gripe I would have is when you land on the actual ship bit, is the time between where you spawn and where the action is. You just got to travel such a distance.
I see what you mean.
I always find myself holding the sprint button just to try and get to a nearby location. Unless you can spawn in on someone who's out of combat,
right.
You've got to travel halfway through the ship sometimes. That's my only gripe with that. I feel that on the ground I prefer it just because it's a bit more unpredictable. Up on the ships, it's mostly I feel like I'm playing a game of Strike.
Yeah, I see that there are some
defending certain things. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just that I don't know. I prefer the ground a bit more because you get more freedom.
Yes, yeah.
I would have really liked for this game mode, because the starships are involved. I really wanted to be able to have a space battle in the sky, while the ground fight's going on, and then when it goes up there, you can still have the space fight, or you can damage, in the original one, you can damage certain parts on the ship.
Yes.
So you can knock down the health of that ship even more, and then that way, if the team inside the ship fails to necessarily destroy it from inside, the ships outside have a chance as well. So that way, it just makes it even more chaotic. So it's not, because the thing is, it will get repetitive if you go on the defensive on the ship. You kind of know who's going to come out with the victory. After a certain point, you kind of know. And I feel that it adds another layer of chaos if you've got something happening outside on the ships as well. I mean, obviously, this isn't set in stone, so you never know. It could change in future. But I really hope that they go down that route. But they'll have to incorporate it in the right way. So that way, even if the team that's attacking fails inside, you've got the team outside that still can do it in the time limit.
Right.
Because that's how the original one done it. Is you could go ship to ship, and you could just fight outside. You could go in dogfights, or you could land in the enemy hangar and then just blow it up from inside. A bit like how they've got it inside the game mode at the minute.
Right, I see. Okay.
So I'm hoping that they add something like that in future.
Well, it's a possibility.
a future little nitpick, just a small little nitpick, is when you're exiting vehicles, instead of like, because it's so long before you get off the vehicle, like it's got to hold down. I would prefer if the time was like reduced to half, so like you hold it down for half the time and then you get off.
Right.
Because in the, I hate to keep mentioning the original. Like it's not like I'm comparing the two. It's just like how they did it. When you get in and out of vehicles, you simply just press triangle and then you press triangle to get out.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I like the way they've got this, so you don't accidentally get off your vehicle because you're paying credits for it with this system.
Mm-hmm.
Just if the time was reduced a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're trying to get off while you're being shot at, if you're trying to get off while you're being shot at, you won't make it off in time because you've got to hold down the button, and then you're just going to get blown to pieces.
Right. I see.
But other than that, the game mode itself is a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's made the game fun again.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely reignited personally for me to, sweat out Battlefront 2, as it were. I mean, what really reignited, because the thing is, I enjoyed the game from the get-go pretty much. Obviously, with the whole microtransactions, that was wrong, but we don't need to go over that. We need to focus on the positivity of how good the game is now. And when all this new content was added, so the new heroes, the new map, Geonosis, it really reignited not only my personal eager to play the game again, but I think a lot of players as well, as I think bringing in a lot of new players. And I think this game mode has just added to that because, well, for me personally, the past few months, every time I've played Battlefront 2, usually I've just stuck to heroes versus villains because that's personally what's interested me the most. I enjoy some of the other game modes, don't get me wrong, but heroes versus villains has always been the one that I've personally enjoyed the most. But this one, Capital Supremacy, has added a new what's the title? A new flavor,
new layer of fun.
And yeah, it's something it's something else for me personally to play. So I think it adds a lot more variety as well because
the other game modes are quite predictable.
Yeah, and there's eventually regardless of how good a game mode is or how good a game has been, if it's the same thing all the time, eventually people are going to get bored and not going to play it. It's just most people probably anyway. So adding in this new game mode, I think, has really added to the variety of the game, and I think it continues to bring in more players and more love for this game than it previously had.
Yeah, because I mean, I could sit here and play this game mode for each match lasts about like a fucking hour, but I could sit here and play this game mode for hours because it's so expansive. And that's what I've wanted in this game for so long. I mean, Galactic Assault's alright, but it's quite, it's linear. It goes a certain way and it doesn't really allow for much. This mode reminds me of a lot about what was great about the original one. Is it just, play your way?
It takes the limits off a bit, I think, Capital Supremacy. Adding on to that point you made, there's less limits, and it just allows you really to do whatever you want, really. You don't have to stick. I mean, there are... what's the word?
Limitations?
No, there are objectives that you need to do in order to win the game, but there's a more open space as well, and there's more ways for different types of players to play. So if there's more defensive players that can play, there's more... I'm talking a bit silly here, but regardless of what your playing style is, out of this time with Galactic Assault,
it fits in the game mode perfectly.
It fits in the game mode for anyone. If anyone's a defensive player, it fits them. If anyone's more of an offensive player, it fits them as well. I think a lot of the maps for Galactic Assault fitted that as well. Don't get me wrong, but I think this new game mode adds to that. And yeah, I mean, I'm wittering a bit, but overall, I really am enjoying this this new game mode. Really enjoying the new reinforcements, and yeah, I'm just excited to see the more content that is to come.
Yeah, all good things to come. I mean, this game mode's something in its own right, but to prosper what we could have. I mean, in the original Battlefront, not the original, like the EA's first one, there was so many like skins and cosmetics they had for the Imperials and Rebels. Now I'm hoping they go that route with the Imperials and Rebels also, just to give it a bit more customization, because the clones have got like a lot of love from people. And it's the more interesting era to me personally, but I still love the original era as well.
Yeah.
So, maybe a trooper with like, I don't know, a marking on his chest or something, or a sand trooper, just to spice the OG era up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm sure
they'll some more Clone Wars stuff later on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would be fine if they stuck to Clone Wars content for the majority of 2019, because again, like you said, most of the cool stuff, in my opinion, is from the Clone Wars era in terms of designs and different types of droids and clones and characters and stuff like that. It's very expansive in terms of the movies and everything surrounding the Clone Wars. So we'll most likely get Ahsoka and Ventress. There's talks obviously getting probably the droidica. Well, not necessarily droidica, but I believe there's talks of the Republic Commando coming to the game. And I would be fine if we did, but I do agree that to spice things up a little bit, it would be nice, even if it's just skins or cosmetics, whatever, to see stuff from other eras added to the game.
It's just again, it just more on offer for the other eras. It's because I mean, I love Clone Wars personally, but there are people who, and as I see in the footage here, there's 4 tanks rolling here, talking about like play your way. If you want to sit and defend in one of the command posts as a tank, you can.
Yeah.
Because they used to be a little cheap. For all the OG Battlefront players on Kashyyyk, breach the wall, then breach the gate, put your tank in the wall, like past the wall, and then fix the gate, seal it up, and then you've got a tank in there to cover all the exits. So it's sort of similar to this, where you can basically just sit here and blow the crap out of it, trying to take over.
Yeah.
They've kept the bots here because obviously it adds to the more defensive factor of the game, because everyone's obviously going to.
They've temporarily removed the AI, by the way, in case you're unaware, due to they're investigating the bug problem and stuff like that. So they have removed the bots due to that, but they'll probably be added again. It's at the timing of the recording of this video that they've done that. But I'm sure they'll be added again.
They'll be added back in later, and it reminds me of like the other one, original one a bit. There'll be a lot of AI running around as well, so it allows not trying to say people are bad players, but it allows people who aren't could be having an off game, or they're just coming new to the game just to get used to the mode.
It gives everyone the opportunity to play with the new reinforcements, play with the heroes. It just means there's a chance for everyone, regardless of how good you are at the game.
Yeah, regardless of your skill level, you could be Bantha Poodoo, cannon fodder, or you could be Mecha Luke. It's there's a chance for everyone to play at something. I mean, on average, I minimum get 10,000 battle points a game, minimum, even if I'm playing bad. So if I'm playing bad, then minimum 10,000 battle points. The tank's only 800. The Snap's only 150. Rocket Droid's 1,500. Rocket Droid's 1,000. Normal Super Battle Droid 1,500, and the Infiltrator class is 2,000. Heroes are 4,000. And on that, this is why I would love for the starships to be added, because there's so much battle points that are accumulated. You can't spend them all.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to actually just spend them, because otherwise you're just wasting them on tanks every 2 seconds, and it kind of comes a bit boring. Whereas if you have the choice to play it on land or in air, it gives a bit more to it.
Right, I understand.
I'm not sure how hard that will be for them to add it in, but I hope they work on that. That would be something that would really add to this game mode. But if they added that, like, I wouldn't really know what else they could do with it. I think they'd have probably taken it to its like maximum.
Right, yeah.
Because I mean, aside from stuff they added in, if they added in like the Republic Commando and the Droideka, there's not really any kind of other class I could see them adding. I mean, when they add Ahsoka and Ventress, and I'm probably pretty sure they'll come, I'm pretty sure they'll be added to this mode as well.
Yeah, they will. You know, it's definitely.
You know, Clone Wars kind of Clone Wars specialties. I mean, it's just fun to drive around on a stat like mowing people down with a blaster turret.
Yeah.
Or just running over them with the tank.
Yeah. So overall, I think to round off this video, I mean, I don't have anything else to say on the game mode other than I'm, you know, really happy with it, really enjoying it, and you know, thanks again to everyone at DICE, everyone involved in DICE that helped create this game mode and has helped improve the game. Thank you so much, really appreciate it, and you know, keep up the fantastic work. You know, may the force be with you.
I agree. May the force be with you. I mean, I can't wait to see where they go next, and I think it's underappreciated how much like work they put in. And
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
There are actual people behind this game.
Yeah,
and you know, as we've said before, they could have just left it and run off. They stayed, they fought with it, and even when they announced the people back at that convention thing or whatever, when like Dooku was said, everyone was like, but everyone plays as Dooku. You know, everyone loves Dooku. It's only because the excitement for the game was at an all-time low, and people weren't really bothered. But nowadays, people are like, "Oh, CT when, reinforcements when, game mode when." I mean, poor Ben Walk, and especially Ben Walk, you know, having to deal with all the malarkey every day. I give him full respect.
Yeah.
And this game's a hell of a lot of fun. You know, people have told me, "Well, why do you still play the game?" Whatever. Because games are eternal. If I enjoy playing a game, I enjoy playing a game.
Yeah.
Go and play Minecraft. We'll go and play, you know, Fortnite or something. But there's so much in this game now for everyone, and it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll add. And last thing on the game mode, sometimes the matches will go on a while, but it will be fast, it will be intense, you know, the pressure.
Exactly. It doesn't feel like an hour. If there are games that go for an hour, it feels like they've only been going for 10 minutes. It really never
feels like it, because you're going to be like rushing into the corridors with a bloody sentry gun. Like if you're like me and you're a bit of a camping bastard, you know, with a sentry gun to sit in a doorway to stop people coming through just to mow everyone down. Or if you want to be a jet trooper to get in a gunfight with like Dooku, you know, you can do that.
So yeah, overall, fantastic addition to the game mode, Capital Supremacy. Looking forward to what they add to it, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get probably one more or a couple of new maps for this game mode. And yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say personally on the matter. Jacob, is there anything else that you would like to add?
That's pretty much my first thoughts, really. I'm enjoying it, the hell out of it so far. I love the addition. As I said, spice things up a little bit for other eras, add the starships in just to keep so it's not repetitive. And maybe add this like to arcade if possible, just because you know one day if people come back to this game, there's no online support. You know, there needs to be something offline for people to use in it.
I understand that.
But it's not essential. For now, great game mode, great addition, great job Ben Walk, great job Dennis Branville. Big up the EA Star Wars team, and yeah, I expect to see Darth Revan in this game very soon.
Okay, let's not get our hopes up too high now. He may be in that mobile game, but it doesn't mean he'll be in Battlefront 2. I don't think Disney would probably allow that, unfortunately.
Nah, but the Twitter page is trolling everyone with that, you know. How many times they go, "Oh, Revan is coming to, Battlefront, oh, Galaxy of Heroes," which is also a good game, by the way. Any listeners, you know, it's also a very good game. I used to play it a lot. Nowadays, I just don't get the time because each character requires so much grinding. It's strenuous. But when I used to play it, I loved it. I mean, you've got like 3 versions of Rey. Do we really need to rank up every single one to like 7-star? Can't we just have like multiple costumes or something? But it'd be too easy. But on the game mode, Great mode, a lot of fun. Go and check it out. Give EA some love. I know that's rare these days, but give them some love. And yeah, all good things to come.
All good things to come. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And please, write in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this game mode? Do you still play Battlefront 2? Are you happy with the new game mode? What would you like to see added to the game mode? Let us know in the comments below, and we can have a civil discussion. I've been the host, Stuart.
And I have been the man of the... I completely bollocks that up. I've been Jacob.
No worries at all, mate. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
May the force be with you.
Always.
Thanks so much for watching the video, boys and girls. If you like this video, please be sure to give the video a massive thumbs up, share it on all your socials, and leave a comment down below, as this is just the start of the discussion. And make sure you check out our SoundCloud page to have us with you on the go wherever you may be. And don't forget to check us out over at Teespring to supply yourself with the best geeker merchandise and take your first step into a larger fandom. And I will talk to you soon.